field advantage in the wild card game is going to be decided by a coin flip. But when it comes to Baltimore, the most fascinating storyline to me heading into the playoffs is just whatever's going on in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson, which obviously the contract situation has hung over that team since the offseason. Was this kind of just something that was inevitable? Are you surprised that at this point, is he really hurt? Is he just sitting out? Like, what do you think's going to play out in this situation?
Well, I never thought it was inevitable because I always held out hope that it was something that wouldn't linger as the season went along. I hoped that it was something that the two sides could get together and come to a contract that, they both thought represented, fair value, for lack of a better word. I mean, players always feel as though they can get a better deal. Teams always feel as though maybe they paid too much. But usually when it gets to that point, you're usually at the point where you can strike a deal. I didn't think we would get to this point. I thought Baltimore would recognize and realize that they built their entire organization around this man's specific skill set. And to go ahead and, inject some level of, or rather not some level, a very significant level of uncertainty as to whether or not he would be a part of the organization, other than from a year-to-year basis. I didn't think that would be the route they would want. So, but here we are. Now he's injured. Now people are starting to question whether or not Lamar is trying to protect his health and kind of look at this season through the lens of his own best, what's best for him going forward. And I think that's unfair, considering that the guy has played with no regard to his own personal health throughout his entire career and laid it on the line for this organization throughout his entire career. I think there's no question that the Deshaun Watson contract lingers out there, and if you're Lamar Jackson, it's something that should linger. And it's something that should be used as a reasonable comparable when you're talking about contracts, and I'm sure it's something that he's presented to them, and that has been another roadblock to them getting a deal done. It's just, you hate to see this kind of thing happen. You hate to see it. And then now the conversation starts to shift towards, what is Lamar's motivation at this point? Because he's not someone I think any of us have ever questioned as far as whether or not he is totally and 100% committed to going out there and fighting for the cause, and that being to win games for his teammates. I think it's going to be one of those that'll be over later much rather than sooner. I just don't – the more this goes, the longer this goes, the more the ending I don't think is going to be something that we like.
Louis, I know you don't know this about me because we haven't even met in person, but I am starting the bandwagon to bring Lamar to Las Vegas. So what you're saying is kind of good for me.